Hi, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful Shabbat, and I hope that your week is off to a great start. The Parsha this week begins by discussing the laws of ritual impurity and ritual purity as it relates to a woman who has given birth. And they're unrelated to the issue of Tuma and Tahara is the command, Uvayom Hashmini Yimol et Besar Lato, on the 8th day you shall circumcise the foreskin of the baby boy. And so the Midrash here shares with us, that we're going to read today, shares with us a story that is a discussion that takes place between Turnus Rufus, who was the wicked king of Rome. He was not the most wonderful person out there, to be nice. And then our other character in the story is Rabbi Akiva, the great Tana, who lives in the time around the Second Temple's destruction and afterwards. That's really when he is in the prime of his career, is really after the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash. So, we have this discussion. Ma'aseh sheshal Turnus Rufus harasha et Rabbi Akiva. Turnus Rufus asks Rabbi Akiva a question. He finds this great Jewish leader and he says, I want to ask you a question. Ezo, as he's trying to, Turnus Rufus is looking to, there's no great way to say this except for, he's looking to shtoch Rabbi Akiva and the Jewish religion in general. So he says, Ezo ma'asim noim. What's better? Which is the more beautiful? What are the more beautiful works? Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, O shel basar v'dam. What's better? What's more beautiful? The works of God, the handiwork of God, or the handiwork of people, of human beings? So Amar lo, you might have thought, well, we're handiwork of God, right? Maybe Akiva answers, Amar lo, shel basar v'dam noim. The work of human beings is even more beautiful than that of God. This is initially a surprising answer, right? How could Rabbi Akiva say that the work of God is not as beautiful as that of humans? Amar lo Turnus Rufus. Turnus Rufus then responded back, Harei hashamayim v'haaretz yachol adam lasot kayotze behem. Come on, look. You see the whole world? Look at the heavens. Look at the earth. Are you telling me that there is anything quite like that? Human beings can't do anything like make heavens and earth. And you want to say human beings make more beautiful things? Look how beautiful the world is. Amar lo Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva responded to Turnus Rufus. Lo tomar li b'davar shehu lamala min habriot she'ein sholtin alav. Hey, don't talk to me about things which are above human beings. Yeah, you're right. Human beings can't create the sky. Human beings can't create the ground. Human beings can't create mountains. Human beings can't create rivers and oceans. That's not what we do. It's not even possible. Right? But there are things, he continues on and says. He says, Ela emor dvarim shehem mitzuyim bivnei adam. But the kind of situation that I'm talking about, where the creations and the handiwork of human beings is even more beautiful, that's where we're talking about things that people can actually create. People can actually do something in that realm, right? Where God could have done it, or we could do it. So he continues. So Turnus Rufus then at that point jumps back into the conversation. He says, Amar lo, lama atem mulin. So let me ask you a question. You say that human beings, their creations are even better. And and the things that are not in your category, you don't play around with them. Here's one that's in the category where you guys play around. And you think this is better? Why do you give a Brit Milah, a circumcision, to a baby boy when it's just born? 8 days into the life of the baby boy, you cut off the foreskin. Why do you do this? Amar lo. So Rabbi Akiva responded back, Ani hayita yodea she'al havar zeh ata sho'aleni. I knew this is what you were going to ask me. I could read you from a mile away. He says, "V'lekach hikdamti v'amarti lecha," and that's why I started this conversation with your initial question, Tarnus Rufus, by telling you Shemase b'nei adam noim mishel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that the actions of human beings are more beautiful than that of God. I knew this is what you were going to come to, and I know in the interim you were going to tell me basically, how could you say that? God is the creator of the world, and it's more beautiful. That's why I started off by telling you what you didn't think I was going to tell you, which is that human beings make even more beautiful their handiwork is even more beautiful than that of God. Hevi lo Rabbi Akiva shibali mugluskot. So Rabbi Akiva wanted to address the point though directly. He wanted to explain to him why he thinks that human beings, their handiwork, is even greater than God. And so he does he brings some props to the table. He goes and gets some stalks of grains, and he brings them out to in front of Tarnus Rufus, and he has some wheat, and then he also has gluskot, cookies, something that you would have made out of wheat. What's more delicious, the wheat or the cookies? And the answer is undoubtedly, as much as maybe we want to avoid eating the cookies sometimes, because I get a little stomach ache if we eat too many cookies. The cookies are tastier. The cookies are more exciting to us than a stalk of wheat. So he asked, and so he Amarlo, Elu Maaseh Kodesh Baruch Hu. See this? God made the wheat. And he said, the Elu Maaseh the Adam. The cookies, people make the cookies. God doesn't make cookies. Amarlo, Ein elu noim yoser min hashibolim. So he said to him, this is not more beautiful, right? The cookies are not more. The wheat's not more beautiful than the cookies, right? Is the wheat so much better? And the answer, of course, is no. So Tarnus Rufus at that point then says, Amar lo Tarnus Rufus, Im hu chafetz b'Mila, if God desires circumcision, though. So, okay, you want to say that human beings made it better. The circumcision makes the human being better, makes the baby boy better. Then why didn't your God create it right from the get-go? Im hu chafetz b'Mila, if he wants circumcision and he commands circumcision, 8 days into the life of the baby boy, why didn't he just create babies circumcised when they come out? So Amar lo Rabbi Akiva. He answers back with a question. V'lama shoro yotze imo, v'hu talui bevitno, v'imo chotcho. You could ask another question. Why, when the baby comes out, it has an umbilical cord that connects it to the mother? And then what happens? Baby boy is born. And here in the example here, by the way, the mother cuts the umbilical cord. I know sometimes that the fathers cut the umbilical cord. Why didn't God just create human beings so they don't come out with an umbilical cord? Make it easy. No cutting. The umbilical cord, it falls off after a week or so, whatever, after the baby is born. Why not just make it easy? Let the belly button area close right when the baby comes out. Uma ashata omer lama eino yotze mohul. So that which you say, why does the baby not come out circumcised already? Do you know why God wanted us to do the Brit Milah? Because he wants us to partner with him, to complete and to join in the journey with him. God didn't just create the world, here it's all done. God created the world, and in particularly the mitzvot, for us to partner with God as a way of creating a partnership and a relationship with God. Sometimes we can do things even in our human relationships with others. We can do everything by ourselves, but we know that if we do things, in tandem and in partnership, the relationships that we have with those people are so special. They are some of the best relationships we have. A lot of times that's with a spouse, right? We do things together. We do that as maybe parents and children. We do things together, and when we are a partner and when we're a team, it brings everybody together. And this is, according to this Midrash, the purpose of mitzvot. Explains why is there a Brit Milah? Why would God have wanted this, that? Why didn't God just create the human body the way it is exactly supposed to be? Because God wanted us. It's a symbol of God's desire to partner with us to make the world a more perfect place. God did not create a perfect world. He tasked us with making it perfect. In fact, at the end of the paragraph, the seventh that describes the seventh day of creation, which we say every Friday night at Kiddush, it says, "Vayivarech Elokim et Yom HaShiv vayikadesh oto kivo shavat." On the seventh day he rests. That's why it's sanctified. Kivo shavat. On that day he rested. Mikol malachto, from all of his labors that God was doing during the first 6 days. Asher bara, that he created, la'asot, to do. And many point out the problem that the word la'asot, that infinitive, to do, at the end of the sentence is completely extraneous. So Rav Soloveitchik, I believe, explained this la'asot as it's our job is to do. God ceased to create all that which he had done. To do, we need for us to then take and do more with. God did not create a perfect world. God created a world where it was our responsibility to partner with him to make it that much better and to try to make it as perfect as we possibly can. This is the message of Brit Milah, and this is the lesson that Rabbi Akiva taught Tyrannus Rufus, who was trying to be a wise guy 2,000 years ago. Have a great week, everybody.